I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Dante Fabro of the Nashville Predators.
This is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace Aros of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Welcome to the bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. And before we get started on the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, please let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you'll learn everything you need to know about the show. And once you're good and educated about this very show, click on the merchandise tab. It's going to take you straight to our classic logo t-shirt, our pride logo t-shirt, all the different special event t-shirts, and the gimmicks you've come to know and love and expect from the Renegades of Puck, all still totally available for sale. Socks, throw pillows, wall art, bed sets, and so much more. Something like 87 different gimmicks with our logo on it. Easiest way to say it is we've sold out so that you can buy in. Social media is of critical importance to this hockey operation, so listen up. Here's how you can support the Renegades. You can find us on X. You can find us on Threads, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook. Please give us a like, a follow, a subscription, whatever it is that's necessary. Please go ahead and do it. It doesn't cost you a single thing, and it helps us out very much. YouTube, we are really trying to ramp up our YouTube subscription, so please find some other subscribers for the Renegades. Bring more Renegades to the trenches. 237 subscribers is simply not enough at this point where we are, so we're going to keep talking about that until we get those numbers up, so please help us build that up. The audio podcast is doing tremendous thanks to the Full Press Predators podcast and the Full Press NHL Network. Please give everybody over at Full Press a follow. We are very thankful to be a part of the operation. You can find the audio podcast on numerous platforms. Search your favorite platform today for the Renegades of Puck, or check us out on Spotify, Google, Stitcher, and so many different podcast platforms. Again, we are so proud to be part of the Full Press NHL Network. Venmo, that's how you can financially support the show. You can make a donation by scanning the QR code that's currently on your screen, or just search Renegades of Puck in Venmo. Every single dollar goes a long way to helping this hockey operation and helping us build and grow. We have done a lot of work behind the scenes to help our technology and help build things up in that department. So we sure do appreciate each and every one of you out there, and thank you again. Stick taps, love, and respect to everybody who has taken the time and donated a single dollar. It sure does help us out quite a bit. Now, listen, I know it is time for the No Half Step in Hockey coverage. I'm well aware that it's time for operation number 808. That's right, show number 808. And at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators currently find themselves in fourth place in the Central Division. They have played in 6 games this season and have a record of 3-3. Those 6 points have the Nashville Predators 4 points behind the first place Colorado Avalanche. The Preds on home ice have a record of 2-1. That's where their next game will take place against the Vancouver Canucks. The Preds have also scored 18 goals and given up 16 against. Before we preview the Canucks, let's talk about where the Central Division is at this exact moment. The Colorado Avalanche are in first place with a 5-0 record. They have 10 points, 21 goals for, and only 8 goals given up on the season. Dallas Stars are in second place with 7 points. The Arizona Coyotes are in third place with 6 points. Then you'll find the Nashville Predators also with 6 points. The St. Louis Blues have 5. The Minnesota Wild have 5. Winnipeg and Chicago round out the Central Division standings with 4 points apiece. So the Nashville Predators find themselves 4 points out of first place, but only 2 points ahead of the last place team in the division. Now, I mentioned the Nashville Predators have the Vancouver Canucks coming up. Once the Vancouver Canucks game passes Saturday, the Nashville Predators will welcome in the Toronto Maple Leafs, so a couple of days off between these games. And then Tuesday, it is against these same Vancouver Canucks in Vancouver, the beginning of a long road trip, the CMA road trip as we call it. And then it is on the 2nd of November at Seattle, the 4th of November at Edmonton, and the 7th of November at Calgary. For the Preds and the Vancouver Canucks, it's the first of 3 regular season meetings. They will meet again on Halloween in Vancouver, and I can't imagine crazy things aren't going to happen in that game. 12-19 will be the final regular season meeting between these two teams. Vancouver will be back here in Nashville at Bridgestone Arena. Now, I've mentioned the Canucks a couple of times, so let's talk about those Vancouver Canucks. You may not have noticed, but they're off to a very good start. 3-2 on the season. They have 6 points. They are second overall in the Pacific Division, just behind the undefeated Vegas Golden Knights. On the road, 2-2 so far, a +7 goal differential. Since they've only played in 5 games, let's go back and review, well, their entire season. On October the 11th, they opened up the season with an 8-1 win versus the Edmonton Oilers. On the 14th of October, it was a 4-3 win at Edmonton, so back-to-back wins over the Oilers to start the season. On the 17th of October, a 2-0 loss at Philadelphia, and then on the 19th of October, a 4-3 loss at Tampa Bay. Following that up most recently on the 21st of October, a 5-3 win at Florida. Now, between these two teams, the NHL rankings. Goals for the Nashville Predators scoring 3 goals per game. That's 18th best in the NHL, while the Vancouver Canucks early in the season are scoring 4 goals per game. That is 6th best in the league, 20 overall goals so far through 5 games. Goals against average, Nashville Predators at 2.67 are 12th overall in the NHL, while the Vancouver Canucks, giving up 2.60 per game, are 11th. They've only given up 13 goals in total. In the shots for category, the Nashville Predators have been simply dominant through 6 games so far in the season. 34.5 shots on goal per game. That is 3rd best in the entirety of the NHL. In the shots for category for Vancouver, with as many goals as they're scoring, they are not piling up the shots, so their shooting percentage is incredibly high at this point. Their shots for per game on the season, 26.8. That is 28th in the league. And this was also surprising. The Vancouver Canucks that have only given up 13 goals in the season, but are giving up a ton of shots against 36.2. This particular matchup favors in the Nashville Predators' favor. That 36.2 is 29th against in the league, while the Nashville Predators are giving up 28.8 shots per game. That is 10th best in the NHL. When it comes to special teams, the power play for the Vancouver Canucks is off to a red hot start, 6 of 16. That's 37.5% conversion rate, or 3rd best in the NHL. The Nashville Predators, 23.1% is 12th best in the league, 6 out of 26. On the penalty kill, the Nashville Predators are 30th in the NHL, 7 power play goals given up against already this season, a conversion rate of 66.7%, while Vancouver is 19th on the penalty kill, giving up 5 power play goals in the season, 75% kill rate for them. Individual statistics after the injury report for the Nashville Predators, we do have an update on that. Schenn listed as out 4 to 6 weeks on injured reserve, and Glass at this moment in time is just listed as out. The individual statistics for both of these teams, again, the Vancouver Canucks are off to a very, very good start, and the names I'm about to read off that are the top scorers already have been the top scorers for the last couple of seasons, but have also been very, very good against Nashville Predators. Regardless of record, there have been Vancouver Canucks players that have absolutely feasted against this Predators team. Pettersson, 2 goals and 8 assists already on the season for 10 points. Miller, 2 and 6 for 8. Bossert, 6 goals, 1 assist for 7 points. Hughes, 1 and 4 for 5 out there at the blue line. And Kuzmenko, 2 and 2 for 4. All of these players have had good success individually against the Nashville Predators in the past, so something to be cautious of. In net so far, it seems to be the Vancouver Canucks are going with the rotation. DeSmith is 2-0 with a .938 save percentage, 2.73 goals against average, and Thatcher Demko is 1-2 with a .930 save percentage, 2.57 goals against average. Reasonable numbers from both of those netminders. On the other side of the ledger for the Nashville Predators, Philip Forsberg continues to lead the team in scoring, 1 goal and 4 assists for 5 points. Tommy Novak now 4 goals, leads the Predators in goals. No assists to add to that, though. What a selfish player. Only 4 points on the season then. O'Reilly 2 and 2 for 4. Nyquist 1 and 3 for 4. And Barry, no goals, 4 assists. See, what a nice guy. 0 goals, 4 assists, 4 points. UC Saros 3 and 3 on the season. A .915 save percentage at 2.49 goals against average. 1 shutout, and he has started all 6 games so far this season, and there's no reason to believe he's not going to get the start against this early season surging Vancouver Canucks team. So the Nashville Predators have had 5 previous playoff teams from last season already, and then the San Jose Sharks, which were near the bottom. Now listen, the Vancouver Canucks did not finish at the most impressive part in the standings last year either, but they appear to be maturing maybe at the right time. But there are some things in their game that it looks like could begin to slow them down a little bit. That shooting percentage for them is very high, and it's not going to remain that high throughout the season. Not to say they can't overcome that, but just something I noticed in the NHL rankings for these two teams. That's going to get you all set up for the Nashville Predators hosting the Vancouver Canucks at Bridgestone Arena. Make note, there is a special start time, not the customary 7 o'clock start time, just a little bit later, so make sure you make a note of that. But we'll be in the bunker breaking that game down. Speaking of breaking games down, we got to do that in the Rebirth Sports full game recap. It is coming up next. You give us 10 minutes, we'll give you the entire game. We'll go back and recap, talk about everything that happened between the Nashville Predators and the San Jose Sharks on a Saturday night. There was a Gordie Howe hat trick in that game. We'll talk about it. It's coming up right next on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. You give me 10 minutes, I'll give you every goal, penalty, and all the important plays in between. We go all the way back to 10/21 of the year 2023 when the Nashville Predators were at home taking on the San Jose Sharks. Head coach Andrew Burnett deployed his lines in the following way: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Parsonen, Nyquist, Sissons, and Fagemo making his Predators debut. Sherwood, Novak, and Evangelista on the third line. Trennan, McCarron, and Smith make up your fourth line. Your defensive pairings are Yossi and Fabro, McDonough and Cary, Luzon and Barry in net. UC Saros has started every game so far this season. We are just 52 seconds into the game, and it is Blackwood coming up with a save on Fagemo, the first shot on goal of the game at 2:13 of the first period. UC Saros coming up with a save on Ferraro, his first touch of the game. Good and clean right there. 5:35 of the first period. UC Saros comes up with a save on Burrows' slap shot at 6:35 of the first period. Blackwood comes up with a save on O'Reilly at 6:51. He follows that up with a save on Philip Forsberg at 8:13. Blackwood another save on Evangelista's deflection off of the defenseman. At 8:46, it's UC Saros going back to work, coming up with a save on Thomas Hurdle at 10:08 of the first period. Saros another save on LeBlanc. Teams trading scoring chances back and forth through the first half of the first period. At 11:45 of the first period, it's UC Saros coming up with a save on Ferraro with the glove. At 13:26, Blackwood a save on Luzon. 14:11, Saros a save on LeBlanc. And at 15:30, we see our first special teams action of the game. It is Blackwood getting a penalty. 2 minutes for delay of game, gloving the puck outside of the crease. For the Nashville Predators, the first power play unit accomplished almost nothing, but we're going to forget about that very quickly as Fagemo gets his first goal of the season, first goal as a Nashville Predator. Wrist shot from the top of the circle, and he converts. Everybody's talked about the shot. We saw it a little bit during preseason, but now you get to see it for the first time at Bridgestone Arena during the regular season, and it is a conversion. Nashville Predators' first goal of the game take the lead 1-0 over the San Jose Sharks at Bridgestone Arena. We go to 18:53 of the first period, and it's Parsonen off the box. 2 minutes for interference, so the San Jose Sharks get their first power play of the game, and it's UC Saros going to work. He comes up with the save on Burrows through traffic. Then Saros comes up with a save on Hoffman, another save on Hoffman, and that time it is deflection, and then one more save before the end of the period. Another save right there. 4 saves before the intermission. That would give San Jose 11 shots on goal total for the first period. Nashville 8. A carryover on the power play for the Sharks in the second period of 53 seconds. 57 seconds into the second period, just after the expiration of the power play for San Jose, Saros comes up with a save on Barbanov at 1:53 of the second period. Saros comes up with a save on Zutterland, and UC Saros has been doing some heavy lifting in the last few minutes of the first period, the beginning here of the second period. But Tommy Novak's about to ease some of that pressure at 2:06 of the second period with his third goal of the season. It was a redirect to the high cushion of the net off of Sherwood's diagonal pass at the edge of the blue paint. Tommy Novak, perfect redirect right here, converts for the Nashville Predators. Third goal of the season. Nashville Predators now hold a 2-0 lead over the San Jose Sharks, and immediately after that, 2:18 of the second period, Sherwood's first goal of the season is a one-timer off of the D and in. That makes it 3-0 in favor of the Nashville Predators, and the San Jose Sharks are calling a timeout at this point. No goaltending change, just a timeout to try to take the pressure off. 3-0 at this point in favor of the Nashville Predators. At 2:43 of the second period, UC Saros comes up with a save on Vlasic. At 3:14 of the second, Ferraro is off the box. 2 minutes for tripping on Michael McCarron. Blackwood would come up with a save on Fagemo, and then Blackwood come up with another save on Evangelista. At 6:13 of the second period, Sissons is off the box. 2 minutes for tripping. UC Saros has to come up with a save on Hurdle's deflection, and then a second save on Hurdle later in the power play. At 8:42 of the second, Saros comes up with a save on on Peterson at 8:52. Sherwood versus Luke Cunnin, 5 minutes each off to the box. Very quick, very violent scrap at Bridgestone Arena. 10:50 into the second period. It's Blackwood coming up with a save on Trennan. We go to the backside of the sheet. We find 11:50 into the second period. It's Blackwood coming up with a save on Forsberg. 12:32, another save on Alex Cary at 13:36 of the second period. Susi Saros coming up with another save on Thomas Hurdle in this game at 13:52 of the second period. UC Saros comes up with a save on Duclair, plus the follow-up by Barabanov. This was an impressive save sequence here by the netminder for the Nashville Predators at 15:49 of the second period. It is Hoffman off to the box. 2 minutes for holding, and we would see Blackwood come up with a save on Forsberg, and then Blackwood would come up with another save on Alex Cary. Alex Cary having a really impressive game against the San Jose Sharks. 18:44 of the second period. It's UC Saros coming up with a save on Ferraro. 19:41 of the second period. Saros comes up with a save on Emerson's backhand, and the San Jose Sharks, frankly, dominated over the final 2 minutes of the second period, much like what happened at the end of the first period. The Preds just not able to close out the periods very strong. Those shots on goal after two periods, San Jose now with 24, Nashville with 21, and San Jose coming into this game, they've already surpassed their average shots per game through two periods against the Nashville Predators. Just to give you an indication on how the Nashville Predators are not playing the best overall game. The score indicates they're playing pretty good, but San Jose is in this game still. We go over to the third period and a clean sheet, and we're 25 seconds in, and that's where UC Saros comes up with a save on Ferraro. 1:07 into the third period. Saros comes up with a save on Hoffman, and again, Saros ending the second period and beginning the third period with a heavy workload. We saw this happen multiple times in this game. 1:45 into the third period, though, it is going to be the Sharks bailing the Preds out and taking some of the pressure off when Zetterlund's off the box. 2 minutes for delay of game. Puck over the glass. Blackwood, another save on Forsberg, and then Blackwood comes up with a really good save on Parson before Tommy Novak scores his fourth goal of the season, second goal of the game. This was a feed from Nyquist, came from below the goal line to the slot. Novak got between three penalty killers, found just enough quiet space and ice to get his stick down and make an incredible finish right here. Tommy Novak's second goal of the game, his fourth goal of the season. He now leads the Nashville Predators in goals with 4, and his fourth goal gives the Nashville Predators a 4-0 lead over the San Jose Sharks. At 5:17 of the third period, it's Duclair off the box. 2 minutes for high sticking on Parson. I've got to say, didn't like this play. Felt like this was a frustrated player perhaps taking a little bit of an extra liberty right here. Parsonen ended up being okay. The Nashville Predators end up on a power play. Blackwood would come up with a save on Nyquist, but not much else going on right there. We're midway through the third period at 10:34, and that's going to be when Thomas Hurdle gets his first goal of the season, putting San Jose Sharks on the board. It was a turnover in the defensive zone by the Nashville Predators, and then a long shot leading to a rebound off the back wall, and Hurdle winning the battle. He usually plays very good against the Nashville Predators, and Hurdle earns, not gets, he earns his first goal of the season. Preds sloppy in their own zone right here on the broadcast. They even made mention you could feel this goal kind of coming. Unfortunately for UC Saros, that means the shutout is gone now. Nashville still leads 4-1 though in the third period. 11:13 in the third period. Blackwood comes up with a save on the captain Roman Josi. 12:03 of the third. Saros comes up with a save on Emerson at 13:26. Luke Evangelista's first goal of the season comes on a breakaway tuck-in, but that does not mean the story is over with this one. It's the Pete Rogers assist. It was Evangelista going back to the bench to get another stick after his stick was broken. The coach for the Nashville Predators, as always, the equipment manager Pete Rogers, was right there with the brand new stick. He hands it off to Luke Evangelista. Evangelista then gets the pass, goes in on the breakaway and tucks it in. His first goal of the season is highlight reel for so many reasons, and I know that you've seen all of the different angles of this video so far, but see the players celebrating with their equipment manager that way. That's pretty awesome stuff. Nashville Predators now have a 5-1 lead over the San Jose Sharks on home ice. A little bit more hockey to go, but this game is basically closed out. 15:27 now into the third period. Blackwood comes up with a save on Tyson Barrie. 17:58. UC Saros comes up with a save on Eklund. 18:03. Saros a save on Ferraro. 18:13. Saros one more save, this time on former Nashville Predator Matt Benning. Nashville wins the game over the San Jose Sharks 5-1. They outshoot San Jose 34-32. 32. But again, even at the end of the third period when the Preds had things completely decided, they give up too many shots against. The San Jose Sharks are a very bad hockey team. They finished right at the bottom of the league last year, and they are anticipated to finish quite near the bottom of the league this year. So for the Nashville Predators, it's probably a good thing that the San Jose Sharks are not very good right now, because any other team, I think, would have taken advantage of these end of periods and starts of periods. The Preds simply were not tight enough in their game. It's really weird to think that I felt better about the way the Preds played in the 8-1 loss against Edmonton on home ice than I did with the win, 5-1 win against San Jose. Still, a win is a win. 2 points are 2 points, and you have to get some of those throughout the season where you don't play your best game, but you do end up earning the victory. So for the Nashville Predators, they do come away with the victory. Now 3-3 on the season after this game, and the Nashville Predators got it done from the forward grouping. Great to see some of these players getting their first goals of the season, their first goals as Nashville Predators. A lot of good stuff happened for the Nashville Predators in this game. We'll talk about it all in the analysis portion. Of course, the box score coming up as well, and a little bit more here on the Renegades of Puck podcast. You gave us 10 minutes. We gave you the entire game right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back into the Renegades of Puck podcast. UC Saros got his 6th consecutive start of the season. We talked about not overworking the starting goaltender of the Nashville Predators so far. Andrew Burnett has had no problem starting UC Saros in the first 6 games of the season. Again, I mentioned it a little bit earlier. I have no doubt that he's going to get the next start against the Vancouver Canucks. He was strong, especially with the end of periods. He had to be. The end of periods, the beginning of periods, the Nashville Predators were just kind of flat. It was more work than necessary for UC Saros. The team in front of him did not play nearly as completely or solidly as, say, they did against the New York Rangers in New York or at home against the Seattle Kraken. So for UC Saros, this was a pretty strong performance from him, giving up just 1 goal against, unfortunately, it probably shouldn't have happened, but it came a turnover, a bounce, a battle won by San Jose, and they get the goal over UC Saros. Saros was still in on that play and still had an opportunity, but UC Saros I thought was very, very good in this game, especially at the end of periods, and that's just not going to be the last time you hear about the end of periods here before the end of the show. Tommy Novak, 2 goals now, 4 goals on the season. He leads the team, and listen, it's as simple as this. All he does is make plays, right? You're watching him out there, right? You've been watching Tommy Novak his entire development, multiple opportunities and call-ups. I always felt that he was doing excellent work out there, did excellent work in Milwaukee. It's the easiest analysis in the world when it comes to Tommy Novak. All he does is make plays. 2 goals in this game, and I'm highly impressed, again, with his performance. The chip that he made off of the feed from Sherwood there at the side of the net, just perfect, then gets into the quiet area between 3 penalty killers and converts. Again, 4 goals, leads the team at this point in the season, and Tommy Novak deserves all the stick taps you can give him. Sherwood picks up the Gordie Howe hat trick in this game. Of course, a goal, an assist, and a fight. He thought he looked tremendous in this game. The pass he got for the assist, the shot that he picks up for the goal, and the fight, violent. I'm not sure if he caught was that a back elbow? Was that an attempt at a back fist? Man, Luke Cunnin must have really pissed him off at some point in time. That fight was very violent. But for Sherwood, you got to give him a lot of credit. He has really come a long way since getting sent down about this time last season, having a strong finish to the end of last season. And if he continues playing with that level of aggressiveness out there on the ice, with that level of jam and that level of speed, he'll always have a spot in the Nashville Predators roster with Andrew Brunette. So I thought Sherwood looked particularly good. And another young player looked particularly good. Luke Evangelista, and the goal was sweet. The tuck in, the hands, the move, all of it was absolutely sweet. But of course, none of it happens without the equipment manager for the Nashville Predators, Pete Rogers, picking up the assist. Of course, he doesn't officially get an assist, but we all know he deserves one. Pete Rogers has made this play many times before as the equipment manager, where someone loses a stick, breaks a stick, and a replacement is necessary, and Pete Rogers always has it ready to go, and this was the perfect example of it. Luke Evangelista gets the goal at the end of the breakaway with the equipment manager assist from the bench. The players, the entire team celebrating. The videos are all over the internet. I'm sure you have come across them by now, but Pete Rogers deserves all the stick taps in the world. The Predators have some pretty incredible people in their coaching staff, in their support staff. You know the names because you hear them, but maybe you don't always recognize what they do. Pete Rogers has truly been one of the most remarkable pieces of this Predators organization for forever. And there are others that are the same way. So just please stop, take a moment, and appreciate what Pete Rogers does on a day-to-day basis, but what he does in these moments, in the most critical moments when he's needed the most. He is there for this team. Fujimo, you got to give this guy credit right here. Gets his first opportunity to skate with the Nashville Predators. Not his first goal in the NHL, but he does have a very, very young career. It's his first goal with the Nashville Predators. He's now got goals with two teams. He did score 2 with LA, so now his third goal of his career, but his first with Nashville. And just overall, an excellent debut. 4 shots on goal, only 12:32 in time on ice. But did you feel like he was only out there for 12:32 in this game? It felt like he was out there buzzing all over the rink for a whole lot more than that. So making maximum impact with minimum time on ice. What a great debut at Bridgestone Arena, picking up his first goal and the shot. It looked good out there on the power play. We've heard about it. We've definitely discussed it and talked about it ad nauseum since he was picked up by the Nashville Predators. And to see it in actual practical play out there on the ice, tremendous. Just a tremendous shot, a tremendous night for any NHL player to get their first goal with a new team and only his third of his entire career. Alex Cary, I wanted to point him out on the defensive side of things. He picked up an assist in this game, but you talk about somebody who's just filling up all of the different important categories when it comes to being a defenseman. Yes, the assist is always going to be nice, but 4 shots on goal from Alex Cary, 5 blocked shots, and 21:49 time on ice. And those 5 blocked shots, he is by far leading the team right now at this point in the season, and he is truly learning, I think, from the veterans around him. I'm seeing more and more Ryan McDonagh in Alex Cary. I thought Alex Cary was already a pretty damn good young defenseman, but clearly he's picking up some things from Ryan McDonagh, and the two of them, I think, are performing quite well out there on the rink together. So again, seeing Cary out there on the rink and how much he is developing and building, I thought he was a quality prospect and defenseman already at the NHL level, but now he is truly growing into a more complete overall defenseman. So I wanted to make sure we talked about him for just a moment here before we wrapped up the analysis portion of things. We've still got the box score to go. We've got the good cold numbers coming up for you in the next segment. We've also got to close this show out. Got some opinions on how this game went. It wasn't my favorite game of the season by any means. I doubt it was anyone's favorite game, but if you just look at the scoreboard, hey, you probably enjoyed the hell out of it. Let's hear from Stripe Digital Solutions. Let's get in one more break right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast. The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know, because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions. Welcome back in Renegades of Puck podcast. Time for the cold hard numbers. Time for the box score. Let's run it down. Tommy Novak led the Nashville Predators with 2 goals in this game. Also chipping in with goals, Luke Evangelista, Fagemo, and Sherwood. And then on the assist side of things, Nyquist had 2 assists in this game. It seems like Nyquist is quiet out there, but what he is quietly doing is succeeding as a Nashville Predator. 4 assists, or 4 points total, 1 goal, 3 assists for 4 points in 6 games, and he just looks good. He looks the part. He brings a lot of hustle, brings a lot of jam out there. So 2 assists in this game. Also, Luke Evangelista chips in with an assist. Parsonen gets 1 assist. Sherwood with an assist. And then on the defensive side, 4 total assists, individuals. Barry, Cary, Fabro, Yossi all picking up an assist. So Luzon and McDonough, the only 2 defensemen that did not pick up a point in this game, but they did much more important things out there, like play defense. When it comes to shots on goal, it was Philip Forsberg leading with 5 shots on goal. Fagemo had 4 shots on goal, and also Cary had 4 shots on net. In the block shots category, we mentioned Alex Cary already 5, and then Fabro with 3, couple others with 2 and 1, some zeros on the spat rings. Hits for the Nashville Predators. Michael McCarron had 4 in this game. Jakob Trenin had 3. I'll mention Cole Smith because we haven't talked about him a single time on this broadcast. 2 hits in the game. When it comes to the time on ice leaders, at forward, O'Reilly is now customarily becoming the forward that leads in time on ice. Not surprised by that in the least, with the amount of face-offs he takes, the amount of important situations he plays in, power play, penalty kill. He's one of the most important players overall on the team right now. 19-23 in total time on ice in this game. Parsonen, 18-40. Great to see Juuso Parsonen getting this much of an opportunity to skate and play hockey out there. And Forsberg, 17-13 was your 3rd highest time on ice for the forwards. Just want to mention Luke Evangelista, 16-42. Again, the young players are getting the opportunities. They're not only getting the minutes, but they're getting to be out there on the power play, and they're getting to make things work. So really, really excited to see how this is developing with Andrew Brunette running the team. On the defensive side of things, of course, the captain, Roman Josi, led the team in total minutes, 22-33 time on ice. McDonough also chipped in 20-46. Alex Cary, 21-49. All the other defense under 20 minutes in this game. In net, of course, UCSR 31 out of 32, had to make 6 power play saves, had to make 1 shorthanded save. Overall, makes 31, gives up 1 goal against in this game, and comes away with the victory. That's going to do it for the cold hard numbers and the box score. And you know what? That's going to do it for the analysis. That's going to do it for the preview. That's going to do it for the recap. That's going to do it for everything we've got right here, except for closing this thing down. And I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this, but I'm just gonna say it wasn't even close to my favorite game that the Nashville Predators have played this year. The way they played in New York against the Rangers, the way they played at home against the Seattle Kraken, so much more enjoyable to see them play. They gave up a lot of scoring chances to a team that is not that good. As a matter of fact, the Sharks far exceeded the Nashville Predators in almost every statistical category in this game. It was kind of hard to watch at times. It was a sloppy game. But you have to win games that you don't play your best. At the end of the season, you do have to have a handful of those games where you simply did not have your best hockey that night, but you found a way to win. The Nashville Predators blew out the Sharks 5-1. The score lopsided. Anybody else looking at it's going to go, Preds won by 4 goals, no problem. Sharks didn't score until it was late in the 3rd period. That's easy to say and it's easy to write off, but when you get inside the numbers and you break it down play by play and you go period by period, the Preds just had some lulls in this game that, frankly, if they have them against the Vancouver Canucks or they have them in the upcoming games against Toronto, again against Seattle, against Edmonton, Calgary, if they have these little 3-minute lulls at the end of periods and then 2-minute lulls at the beginning of periods, well, at the end of the night, that's going to turn into losses for a team that is working pretty hard out there. But Preds did get the victory, so at Bridgestone Arena, everybody spilled out on the Broadway. Really happy on a Saturday night, and that's always good to see. So the Nashville Predators now at 500 on the season. After 6 games played, I think everybody's okay with where they are at. 6 points, has them 4 points out of first place. Colorado Avalanche are already just through 5 games running away with things a little bit, but that's kind of what we expected. The rest of the division is simply wide open. Everything 2 through 6 is probably pretty wide open this year. You'll see the bottom teams. It's going to be the Blackhawks for certain. as it's come to be in recent years. That's going to do it for episode number 808, show number 808 for the Renegades of Puck. We sure do appreciate everybody at the Full Press Network, Full Press NHL, Full Press Hockey. Make sure you are searching them out, following them, liking all of the work that they do. They are an incredible team to be a small part of here from the bunker. I am your host and Captain Crazy Charlie Saunier. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your listenership, and I certainly appreciate each and every one of you. Stick taps, love, and respect.